It was a rainstorm for the ages. Sheets of water battered the windows of the old Whitlock station, as if the sky sought to drown anything left alive. Neil Ward pressed his forehead to the chilled glass, squinting through the roiling darkness. The village sirens had long since been drowned out by thunder, and every time lightning split the sky, the world outside flickered into clarity for a shutter-flash moment. A world unrecognizable and hideous. Inside, Neil, a 33-year-old railway guard, was hardly alone. Old Mrs. Rowley from the bakery sat by the luggage scales, her hands buried so deep into the sleeves of her waxed coat she looked all elbows. Skittish Peter Joyce, the village postman, hovered by the ticker machine, muttering under his breath. Outside, beyond Neil's field of vision, but not his hearing, there was the endless shuffle-squelch, somewhere between slopping mire and dragging footsteps. It had started after the flood sirens. Peter said he'd seen them first, people staggering up from the lower fields, their movements all wrong, their faces smeared. Neil had scoffed until the first one emerged under the platform light, her summer dress clinging to her in the rain, her eyes empty sockets, and a slack, hungry gape. There had been more, always more. Now, as puddles crept in under the main doors, and the scent of stagnant water mingled with the coppery whiff of something rotten, Neil remembered how much he hated storms. Another flash. For a second, a woman glimmered at the far end of the platform, her silhouette haloed. Then darkness, heavy, thick, alive with the hush of rain and distant groaning. "We can't stay here all night," muttered Mrs. Rowley. "There's nowhere else," Peter hissed. He was sweating despite the chill, hat pulled so low it hid most of his face. Muffled thuds, and something scraped wetly across the flagstones outside. Neil glanced at the timetable, its uselessness mocking him. No trains, not anymore. They waited, breath shallow, hoping the world might run out of monsters before it ran out of rain. But as midnight dragged its shroud across Whitlock, the station lights flickered and died. The only illumination now came in phantasmal jolts of lightning, each bolt revealing the growing press of sodden, shuddering bodies at the windows, and the mutilated, drawn faces starved for the living. Mrs. Rowley began to hum, some lullaby from her girlhood, her voice shaky, a thin, frail thread against the invasion outside. Peter whimpered. Neil, shivering, fumbled for the torch in his pocket. When the beam cut the darkness, it found not only their own terrified faces, but also a pale hand pressed flat against the glass, followed by several more. The glass bowed inward with the softest of pops. "Back!" Neil yelled, pulling the other two behind a stack of dusty cases. The doors buckled, spilling in rain and a horde of the dead, dripping, shambling, eyes glazed and blind. The rain had buried their humanity, washing the graves open, washing their memories clean, but leaving hunger. Outnumbered, they clambered onto the lost luggage trolley, pushing it deeper into the station's tunnels, into steam-wreathed dark. Every corner offered the squelch of pursuit, every echo a mockery. The rain fell harder, splintering into the grimy brick. Somewhere behind them, the dead sang with water in their lungs, a bubbling, inhuman chorus that clung to Neil's ears as they vanished into the unseen depths. Out in the storm-lashed night, Whitlock was already lost, the living swept away by the unceasing rain, and something that walked because it couldn't remember how to die.